Adam, out the FA Trophy after a 1-1 draw and then a penalty defeat out to Kidderminster, how do you sum up this evening's action?
I think the game was probably lost by us in the first half. The penalty is a penalty, it is what it is, but I thought first half we looked like we hadn't played for a couple of weeks. We didn't have that intensity, we didn't have that purpose in our game. We gave away a really sloppy goal for our standards. So I think the game was lost in the first half, and I think it took 45 minutes for us to get back to the levels we've been at, to play our way, play our intensity and our tempo. I thought second half we were really good, and we should have had a couple more goals, but we didn't take our chances. And then in the end, when you come to penalties, it's what it is.
Like I say, we weren't really at our best in that first half, but both teams seemed to have patches of play where they were on top and had the chances. And it just seemed to be that Kidderminster took theirs, whereas we didn't. We still had the good chances from Keenan and from Luke Burke and everything. What did you say at the break to sort of get us back into the game?
I think the big thing is that we had to raise the standards. I think since the period I've been here, the standards of everything have been really high. We've done the basics really well, which is important. And I thought first half we didn't do that. We didn't do the basics well. We were playing out under pressure, but not finding the right solutions, where normally we're really good at doing that. And I don't want to give the lads an excuse, because I know we're not that kind of team, but you could tell that we'd not had a game for a couple of weeks, and that showed. We looked rusty. We looked a little bit off the pace, out of possession and in possession, and it took us 45 minutes to get where we need to be. But for me personally, it was a real big learning curve in terms of the team, in terms of individuals. And I've just said to the boys there, we need to learn from that first half, because the second half, we showed what we're about and we know how good we can be, but we can't just expect to turn up and it's just going to happen.
As I say, we've had 4 games postponed or rescheduled for various reasons, and it allowed us as well as to get a few players back from injury, the likes of Kyle Morrison on the bench. Luke Charman obviously got half an hour or so tonight. It must be good to get those players those sort of minutes and back into first team sharpness.
We're getting there. I think that the frustrating thing for us in this cup game is we wanted to make more changes, to get people like Kyle minutes, and to get the lads that haven't had as much game time some minutes, but because of the postponed games, we have to keep the guys that have been playing ticking over, because otherwise then you go into league games and you're not up to speed. So a little bit frustrating, but we know within the coming months we're going to have more than enough games where we're going to need every single player in the squad. So everybody will play a big part.
It's a bit of a cliche, we just alluded to it there, that it does allow us now to focus fully on the league. You know, we've had a lot of Tuesday night games that have been called off or postponed or anything, so a lot of games during the course of the season now we're very active, and we've got a very high number of games in a very short space of time, and it just allows us then to have a kind of a one-track mind, really.
Yeah, and it's I'm not going to use that to say I'm happy that we're out of the cup, because I'm not, but at the same time our main aim, our main focus is getting out of this league. So yeah, it gives us that. I think for me though, it's more about taking the lessons from tonight that can make us better. I've said to the boys all along, like this journey that we're on, it's in their hands. They can be as good as they want to be. They can achieve whatever they want to achieve. And we need to take from tonight the learning that we can't just turn up and expect it to happen. Teams want to stop us playing. Teams want to stop us getting into our rhythm, and we need to find solutions for that. So some really good lessons in there tonight. But overall, I was really happy with the response in the second half, because we got back to ourselves and created enough chances to win another game of football.
Obviously, attention now turns to Boxing Day, Chorley at Mill Farm, and what should be a big crowd here at Mill Farm for a local derby, and now a chance to really, you know, close that gap to the top sides with the games in hand that we do have.
Yeah, and we need to make sure that we need to get back that momentum. We need to get that rhythm back. So it's important now that we forget this game as quick as we can, move on to the next one in terms of our preparation and our recovery, because from now our schedule is really, really busy, but there's a lot of points there for us to go and take. So that's the focus.